Okay, this is video number 32, and it's in the playlist that's for 3D Experience Generative Shape Design application, but the Surface tab of it. Uh, it is going to be the last video where I discuss the subtypes of the line sweep icon. So it is the icon is sweep, an advanced icon, and the profile type is line, and the subtype is the last in the list of 7, which is called with two tangency surfaces. So when you select the surface, you have access to surface tab, you have access to the sweep icon. And when you click on the sweep icon, you get this dialog box. Notice that here we have the linear, the line type, and the subtype is with two tangency surfaces. There's a pull down menu here that you select the last one. Now, here's a pull down menu. The last one is with two tangency surfaces. And we are discussing this situation. Once I do this, then I have covered the 7 options for the line. Then I'm going to move to the next one, which is a circle, and the final one, which is the conic in other videos. The CATIA V5 version of this tutorial is up here. There's many of them, and this is one of the good ones. And this is another good one, and also about CATIA V5. So first, I'm going to do a very simple problem, and I go here and I draw two cylinders basically. So on that plane, I will sketch. Okay, I'll sketch maybe a circle like that and extrude it. So let me make it 200. So there's my first one. And then I draw on the same vertical plane, but not in the same sketch though. I will draw another circle like that and exit and also extrude it. So let me extrude it up 200. There we go. So I have two cylindrical surfaces like that. And then on that vertical plane, I will sketch a curve, which is a spline essentially. So something like this. Shape doesn't matter, but look like that. Exit. Okay, good. So I have two surfaces here and a curve up there. All right. So we're going to go to surfaces, sweep. It's the line type with the last item, which is two tangency surfaces. The spine. So for the spine, I'm going to select this curve that I drew here, this spline that I drew here, right there. Okay. And for the surfaces, this surface and that surface, and do a preview. And this is what we get. So this is the selection based on that spine. Okay. Now I'm going to change my spine, and the way I'm going to do that is let me hide this. Let me hide that. I'm going to hide this fellow also. So I'm going to go and create a plane offset from this horizontal plane. So let me move it up a little bit. And on it, I will draw another spline, maybe something like this. This is going to be my spine later on. Okay, let's do another sweep. Surface tab, sweep. For the spine, I'm going to use this. And for the surfaces, still these two. And preview. And it says I can't do it. Okay. Now, let me go and change my spine to a different form. So, for example, I make it more civilized, perhaps looking like that. Exit. Let's try to use that as the spine. So the sweep. This is the spine, surface, surface, preview, and there we are. Okay. Now, let me show you that there are several solutions here. The next one is going to be this. This is the other one. The next one is going to be preview, like that, etc. Okay. So now I'm going to make the problem a bit more complicated. These cylinders that I drew here, I'm going to make them so that they're bent. Now, the easiest way of creating those two cylinders that I'm talking about is using also the sweep option, but using the circle choice here, which we haven't discussed up until video 32. This is 32. I've done the explicit one and I've done the line one. Okay, but I'm going to use this to cheat to get those two bent cylinders quickly. Cancel that. All right, let me start with another file. Okay, good. So my first task is to draw two curves which are going to make the guide curve essentially for those two cylinders. Remember, these cylinders that I'm making are just part of the problem that we are trying to do. That is not the focus of that. Okay, so let me go ahead and on that vertical plane, I draw a spline like that, like this, exit. This is one of them. And I'm going to draw an offset from this plane. Well, let me first tell you what the plan is. I'll go to surface, I'll go to sweep, but use the circle with the center and radius. So here's the center curve and radius. I'll put 20, see how it looks like. There we are. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. So I'm trying to do another one of these next to it, except that keep in mind, I have not talked about sweep of a circle, but I just showed you how it's done. And we will do several videos on this thing later on. So I'm going to go to wireframe, create a plane, offset from this plane, and I go in the other direction, like that. Fine. Okay, now, oops, I wanted to move it more. There, okay. We move it a little bit more. Okay, good. Now, on that, I will sketch another spline, maybe something like that, exit, and now do another sweep. And this is going to be my center curve. I'll make this thing maybe a little bit smaller, maybe 12. There we are. So I'm cheating because I will be discussing the sweep of a circle later on, but this is a fast way of doing two kind of arbitrary surfaces. Now, then I'm going to define a spine. Now, how do I do this thing? The spine can be anywhere. For example, let me do the following. Let me do another plane, wireframe, another plane offset from this plane. Okay, but let me go back. Oops, back. Somewhere here. Okay, and on that I will draw a curve that's going to play the role of my spine. For example, yeah, I can do another curve like this. Exit. Okay, and now we're going to go to surface, sweep, line, the last option with two tangency surfaces. The spine is right here. This is the middle one that I drew. And the surfaces are these surfaces that are generated. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, good. So it created basically several solutions. So spine here, surface to this, tangent to this, tangent to that. Let's check the other ones. For example, next one, preview. This is the other one. other surface, tangent to both of these surfaces. Another one right there. And the final one is number 4, preview. Okay, there, that's the one on the very top. Obviously, if you change the spine, these surfaces are going to change too. Okay? And if you make the spine really ugly, it says I can't do it. For example, if I go here and let's make this thing ugly, so maybe something like this. Well, actually, this is not too bad. It'll probably do it, but let's find out. Yeah, so I can't do it. Too distorted. You can't do whatever you want to. I mean, there are internal checks in these programs that they don't tell you much what they are, but the algorithm should work. Okay. All right, folks. So that's pretty much it. We have done the line with all the 7 options.